For today's lesson, I just want to take our last lesson a little further and talk about abstract classes. So to get started, I'm gonna create a new class by copying the car class that we had from the last lesson. And instead of car, we're just gonna make it boat. But we want to keep everything exactly the same so we can see the difference between the two. So I have just copied the car class over to boat class. The variables we still have two different variables, name and price. We still have the constructor, the getters and setters, and the method. So now I just want to make this an abstract method. So after I've done that, you see there's some error here. So I'm just gonna see what it is. So it says abstract methods do not specify a body. So I need to remove the method body. So I do that and it's gone. The body is gone, but there's still an error here. So now I want to make the type boat an abstract class. You see up here, we didn't make this class an abstract class, and that's why we're having an error. So I'm just gonna make this boat an abstract class, and the error is gone. So that's all we need to do for this to change a regular class to an abstract class with an abstract method. Now, what is an abstract method? So basically the regular method, the child class, the subclass, doesn't need to declare a method in it. But with the abstract method, if another class extends this class, it is forced to declare a method with the logic in it for this method. And let me show you that right now. So for this class, for this boat class, we're done. I'm just gonna save it, and now I'm gonna try and declare another class to extend this class. So I'm gonna do new class, and I'm gonna follow our last lesson example. So I'm gonna do boat that are born in the US. And now I'm gonna extend the boat class. And let's see what it says here. I need to add a constructor. Okay, I just did that. And there's still an error here. And you see, this is what I was mentioning before is when you have an abstract method in the parent class, the child class must define that method in here. So if you don't define it, you have an error. So it says here, add unimplemented method. And I add it in, and now there's no more error. And I just want to make this the same as our car class. So we're applying a 4% tax to it, I believe. That's what we did in the car class. So I just want to apply the same tax for the boat class for consumers in the US. And there we have it. Next, we want to create one for consumers in Canada. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste and change this class to boat Canada. And I believe we made them 3% tax for consumers in Canada. We added a 3% tax for consumers in Canada. And lastly, I want to do one for Mexico. So for Mexico here, and I just want to copy the tax from the car over. Okay, so we're done with all the classes. We have the a separate class for consumers in the US, both US, both Canada, and both Mexico. So now let's go to the main runner. I have here a boat main runner. So basically this one is exactly the same as our car main runner with a few differences. The first item that is different is, instead of over here we defined selected car, we created a new car object for selected car. Here I'm not creating an object for the boat here. I'm just defining select boat as a reference to a boat type, but there is no object created here. No object created here. Okay, that's the first difference. The second difference is, in our last example, in case the user did not pick one of the three options that we gave them, then we printed this this object here, no car selected, with the price of 0. In this case, we did not define an object here, so I'm not gonna print anything. I'm only gonna print the price if the user selected one of these three options we're giving them. If they pick a different option outside of those three, then I'm not gonna print anything. Or if you want, you can print like a default that no option selected or something like that if you want. But in this case, I'm just gonna leave it blank, so we're not gonna print anything. If they don't listen and they pick an option outside of these, then the program is not gonna return anything. All right, and so let's just see how this runs. So basically it asks which country you live in, so I'm gonna pick US. Basically it's the same as the car example we had in the last lesson. And the US is, the boat is $40,000, and we added 4% tax, so that's the price, the final price. If I run it again, and I pick 2 for Canada, and this is the extra 3% tax on top of this. If I run it again, pick Mexico, and this is the 10% tax plus $99 county tax plus $500 value added tax. Now if I pick an option outside of 1, 2, and 3, nothing's gonna happen. The program is just gonna end. Alright, so basically that's how you use abstract classes and abstract method. Basically, an abstract method, when you use an when you define an abstract method in the parent class, then the child class must implement that method with some logic.